Hey, hey guys, welcome back to NFL predictions. We're in week 5 now, starting off game to watch. Vikings and Seahawks. I think these are two teams who are going to compete for a playoff spot. I think the Seahawks are going to be one of the best teams in not only in the NFC, but frankly in the whole league this year. And I think the Vikings, um, although they may switch over to a more rushing based offense with Dalvin Cook, I still think they're going to be fun to watch, and I think this game especially will be definitely one to look out for. So, first game, Broncos Patriots. I got the Broncos. I think Broncos will use the first 4 weeks kind of as their preseason almost because they got a lot of young playmakers, mainly on offense. You know, you think about Drew Lock, Cortland Sutton, Noah Fant, guys like that, Jerry Jeudy. So I think they're going to take those 4 weeks to kind of, get used to playing with each other, get the feel of a real game, and I think they're going to be really good the last 12 games of the year. And I think this starts off with a win over the Patriots. Patriots, I think, just with the number of people that decide to opt out, I think it'll be tough to recover from that. Losing guys like Jamie Collins, Kyle Van Noy, to off-season free agency, and then obviously, Dante Hightower opting out. So I think the Patriots are really going to struggle, especially on defense. I think they'll struggle more on defense than they do on offense, because offense you might think, oh, no Tom Brady, and yes, they will. They will take a step back probably, but I think defense is really where they're going to hurt next year, especially compared to how they performed last year. So I think the Broncos are going to come away with the win. Next up, Bills-Titans. I've got the Bills. Once again, I really like the Bills this year. I think they have a lot of good players on both sides of the ball. It really starts with the progression of Josh Allen. How much better is he going to get this year? And I think the answer is I think he's going to improve a lot. This year, I think now that he has a deep threat in Stephon Diggs, I think that'll help him out. And really that offense is really built for him, and I think they're going to be successful and remain undefeated against the Titans. Jets, Cardinals. I have the Jets pulling this one out. I think the Cardinals are going to be a good team, but I think they're going to be unpredictable. I think that's just the case a lot of times with young quarterback, young coach. The Cardinals just signed Budda Baker. Budda Baker obviously had a great year last year. But we'll have to see, and I think the Jets will be able to win this one. I think Sam Darnold is, a little underappreciated. He's a decent starting quarterback in the NFL, and I think Le'Veon Bell, I think, will have a better year than he did last year, and I think the Jets will pull this one out in a close one. Dolphins, 49ers. It's got to be the 49ers. 49ers are just a better all-around team, both sides of the ball. Dolphins fight. Brian Flores really gets his guys to compete every week, which I respect. But I just think the 49ers are going to be too much for the Dolphins. Raiders, Chiefs has to be the Chiefs. Chiefs have a better offense. Really starts with the quarterback. Mahomes versus Derek Carr. You're going to take Mahomes 100 times out of 100. And then, you got Tyreek Hill, Henry Ruggs, Darren Waller, Travis Kelce. So they're going to be good matchups. But I think it really just comes down to the quarterback play, and I think Mahomes is going to outplay Derek Carr. Chargers, Saints. I think it's going to be the Saints. Saints are a very complete team. I think Drew Brees may regress a little bit this year, but they still got guys like they can still lean on, Alvin Kamara, Latavius Murray. So I think they'll be okay. And yeah, I think they'll beat the Chargers. I think the Chargers are gonna struggle a lot without Phillip Rivers. And I think the Saints will be able to beat them in the Dome. And even though there may not be fans, I think the Dome it's almost more than the more than the fans for why it's so such a big advantage. Bengals, Ravens, I got the Ravens. I think the Bengals are going to be an improved team record-wise this year, but I just think the Ravens are going to be able to beat them this time around in Baltimore. So, yeah, I think the Ravens' defense is just going to be too much for Joe Burrow. He hasn't seen a defense like that really ever in his career up to this point. So I think the Ravens will win. Eagles-Steelers is another, potential game to watch. I have the Eagles. I know it's kind of a hot take. I have the Eagles starting off really well. But I'm a believer in Carson Wentz. I've always been a big Carson Wentz fan, and I think with the new weapons you got, Marquise Goodwin, Jalen Reagor, Deshaun Jackson, Miles Sanders I think is very good. Zach Ertz is still there. And I think the Eagles really have all the tools, as long as they stay healthy, to be a very competitive team and take down the Steelers. I think it'll be a close one. I know Nick Mack's probably going to get mad at me in the comments about picking Eagles over Steelers, but hey, it is what it is, MMK. Anyways, Colts-Browns. I have the Browns. I really like the Browns' personnel. I think they fixed some holes on their offense this year, this offseason, I should say, with the signing of Jack Conklin and as well as Austin Hooper. I think they're going to get really good tight end production, and I think securing that tackle hole is definitely going to be beneficial to the team. So you think about the skill position players, Baker Mayfield, Nick Chubb, Odell Beckham, Jarvis Landry, Austin Hooper. That's some of the best in the NFL, really. So I think it's going to really come down to whether the Browns can do the little things. They did lose their safety, Grant Delpit, I believe, from I think he went to LSU. So that'll be too bad. But I think the Browns will still have a pretty successful year. Jaguars, Texans. I have the Texans. I think the Texans will come away with this one. Deshaun Watson will lead his team to victory. Yeah, I don't know. Nothing much else to say about it. I don't think it's going to be anything special. I think these two teams will struggle this year. But, yeah, the Texans taking this one. Giants, Cowboys. I got the Cowboys, and the Cowboys just have better players. I do like Daniel Jones. He'll be featured in my bold predictions at a later date, but I think he'll have a good second year. But I just think the Cowboys are going to be too much for them at the end of the day. So, yeah, I see the Cowboys taking this one. Rams versus Washington. I got the Rams. I think the Rams will rely on Jared Goff, Robert Woods, and Cooper Kupp, and whoever emerges as the running back, whether it's Cam Akers or Darrell Henderson, or whether it's an RBBC, running back by committee. RBBC, there it is. Okay. But yeah, and then you got Tyler Higbee. And the Rams still have some playmakers on defense. Taylor Rapp, I think, will be pretty good in his second year. So yeah. Next up, so since we have buys, I guess there are only 2 teams on bye this week. But so there's 15 games. So this is the game to watch: the Vikings and the Seahawks. Shout out James Marcus for helping me pick the game to watch. And in this game, I like the Seahawks. I'm a really big Russell Wilson fan. I really like how that team is constructed with the acquisition of Jamal Adams. I think that defense is really, going to be locked down this year. And then just the weapons, Will Dissly, DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett, Chris Carson. I think it's really going to come down to the O-line play. But I think they'll be able to win this one against the Vikings, who I think will struggle without Stephon Diggs, specifically as that deep threat, which opens holes for, Adam Thielen for his kind of short routes, or Dalvin Cook out of the backfield. So, yeah. Bucks, Bears, I got the Bucks. I think the Bucks have a really good offense that'll put up some points, and at the end of the day, it'd just be too much for the Bears. Panthers, Falcons, I have the Falcons. I think kind of like the Bucks. Falcons just have a a good offense. I think Todd Gurley is hungry for a good season, and yeah, so I think they're going to come away victorious against the Panthers. Panthers obviously have Christian McCaffrey, DJ Moore, Robbie Anderson. I'm interested to see how Teddy Bridgewater performs after his contract, but we'll see. But I think the Falcons will end up winning this contest. So that's it. Tomorrow, hopefully, I'll put out Week 6 predictions, and as well as probably AFC West bold predictions, but we'll see. So, yeah, we'll see you in the next video. Thanks.